Hello and welcome to another video. Today I am accompanied by Dina, wonderful wife. We are at Cross Point and we are hoping to pick up two cars and drive them back to the lot. One is a Ford Explorer, I think, and the other one is a Dodge Grand Caravan. Both cars I am anticipating will have check engine lights, but we will find out shortly and you guys will see. Just walked inside and checked this beauty out. Wow, what a time capsule. What a color too. So I see a van, GT. No, but I think I was the highest bidder on this one. I did not accept their reserve. Yes. 12.8 was what I bid on this one. They wanted 14. I did not agree. But that's kind of what we're looking for. But, oh, it might be right here. But not as well optioned as that one. That's a GT, so different, I think, front bumpers, wheels. And this is kind of a base model, but it's also 2019. And I paid like $8,500. Yes, Western Sky. This is me, J62. I remember that. So good sign, it might start. Beautiful. I already own it, so, you know, we do have a check engine light, just as I suspected. But honestly, not terrible. And we do have a client for this vehicle. It is friends of ours. They run a different business and they use these vans to haul tools and whatnot, and we sold a whole bunch of them to them. So this one was purchased with them in mind. So this is J62 and now we need J25 for the Ford. The Ford is a Eddie Bauer burgundy in color, so we'll probably be down the road somewhere, but we will kind of loop around. Because honestly, this auction still confuses me.
Service records.
A lot. Service records? Oh yeah, look at that. That's actually really nice. But I'm curious what the check engine light is for. It sounds healthy. I don't feel any misfire or anything. Slightly embarrassing, but I thought it was a burgundy Ford and just realized that the burgundy Ford was a IAA. This one is actually black. Look at these interesting tires. Michelin's. They look meaty. Okay, well this is my next purchase. Beeping is always a good sign. Hoping it will start. No? What? We're just beeping. And the key doesn't come out. Oh man, that's a little suspicious. It was what, last 2 beeps left and that was it? Okay, well, the hood was already propped open, so, oh yeah, I was gonna order a new battery for another vehicle, but, okay, well, since it hasn't started, let's check. That looks fine. Do we have oil? We do, and it looks fresh. Okay, now I just need to find someone with a jump box. So I get to hop in with her again. And find someone with a jump box. Security guard had one. And it's dead. Oh my goodness. Had a feeling I should have grabbed mine. But man, this is also a little suspicious that, like, it almost doesn't release. Yeah. And I think this battery showed 9.4 volts. That's low.
A few minutes later.
So I got another jump box with a few batteries, surprisingly very heavy. So, let's give it another try. Beautiful. do we have a check? We do have a check engine light, and we are super low on gas. They don't sound super healthy, but I own it, so there we go. It almost sounds like a leak, like from the headers, exhaust leak, but we'll see. Let's head out. Okay, I am taking a Ford. Dina's taking the minivan because that's a safer bet, but I am low on gas. But gas station is like a quarter mile from here, so that is my first stop. We have an airbag light on, check engine light on. Once I get some fuel, I am heading to the lot. Hopefully no issues. It sounds like once it warmed up a little bit after maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes of running, engine sounds fine. So it does sound like an exhaust leak, which could obviously throw the check engine light on. But I guess I won't know until I pull the codes, which I will do at the lot. So if all goes well, I will see you guys at the lot. If not, then we're gonna be stuck somewhere on the side of the road. But gas station is right here. Worst case scenario, I'll have someone push me. Oh, dang, that's a line. Okay, here we go.
A few moments later.
Well, guys, I can't tell if if I ran out of gas or what, but I gave it gas after that last clip, and it like nudged, and then it stopped. So I mean, battery's beeping, so I guess it took some charge, and it's not enough. And unfortunately, I did not take a jump box with me, and I literally have no fuel. Wow, what a story, what an adventure. Oh, this is going to be a very long day now. Guys, I have been buying cars for many years. And very often I get in with very little fuel. But not once have I died. Like, look, there's the gas station. But obviously... anyways, I see my wonderful wife. She's right there, but I don't think she sees me. Yeah, I gotta think. You know, thank you, Jesus, for everything. Things could be a lot worse. So I was able to start the car with this jump box. It was running, and as soon as I gave it gas, not even putting it in gear, it died again. So my assumption is, yes, we are very low on gas, and it's just probably literally running on fumes. As soon as I give it more gas, it starts to spray it into the injectors or whatnot, but it doesn't have enough, so too much air. Basically, air-fuel ratio is thrown off and the car dies. So I get to wait, probably an hour or so. I'm gonna wait here for some help. This is wild. I guess now we sit and wait for the cops. Because I'm sure sooner or later they're gonna show up.
A few minutes later.
Just got a call from Dina that the minivan died on her in the left lane on the freeway. And I just had people park behind me. Like, look, there's nobody in front of me. I am not super close, you know, as soon as you get off the road. Had 4 cars parked behind me and start honking. Like, what do you think I'm doing here? Honestly, like, there's nobody in front of me. Okay, guys. This video is going south so fast that can't help Dina. She said she killed it, started it, but she's worried it's gonna do it again. So she's gonna stop by AutoZone or something, pull the codes, see what it says. I'm still waiting here for a jump box and a can of gas. My goodness gracious. This is the last thing I expected today, to be honest. And I don't know how long I'll be here. And I don't know when this day will end. I have no idea. Oh man.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Minor update. Wife made it to the lot safe and sound. Car or the van has been parked. So once I figure out my stuff, I will go to the lot, pull codes for that one, see what it's coming out with, pull codes for this one. But I hope this one will make it without dying. But man, what a headache. I'm still sitting here. And I will still gladly say, thank you, Jesus.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Got it started. Got about 2 gallons of fuel in it. Let me shut this and try to jump in and go. Fuel low, yes, I understand, but we did put some fuel in it. Before I move anywhere, let me try to give us some gas. Yep, beautiful. So now we are finally moving, man, guys. I am so cold. Been probably sitting for an hour or so. Oof, with no heat, no nothing, and it's probably like 35, 36 degrees outside. Okay, let's put some fuel in this thing. And man, I hope this thing will make it to the lot. Dina got to the lot, pulled the code. It was like PO882. And Nick, if you guys are familiar with Nick, says that's a pretty serious code on the minivan. So I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good if he says it's a pretty serious code. Okay, I got fuel. I have heat coming through the vents, which is very nice because I am genuinely very cold. I put 30 bucks in it. We are right under half a tank. The engine seems like it purrs. So I'm curious if the check engine light is because of low fuel, which would trigger a check engine light. And if it went through the auction with low fuel, it might have died. They put a gallon, half a gallon in it just to get it through the lane. So that could be it. And the noise, because obviously it doesn't do it now. I'm thinking the headers, the gasket on them is bad. So I'll most likely have to go to my mechanic to get new not head gaskets, but new header gaskets installed, because now that the vehicle warmed up, there's absolutely no noise from the engine. I'll verify once we get to the lot, but that's my first, I guess, assumption with this vehicle. Hoping that, you know, transmission and everything else will shift good. It will get me to the lot and no more oopsies, especially on the side of the road or actually intersections. So see, I was turning in here, gave it a little gas once I let cars through, and it died. And it died as I started to pull out. So I pulled out like 2 feet into the road and it died. And that light turned like that, and it was a lot more cars. And then there was like 5 cars behind me, so I started to push the thing, and lady behind me started to apologize. She's like, "I'm so sorry that this happened to you," which was very sweet. And I was like, well, I was like, it's okay. I'll push it out. That's totally fine. So here we are. That's, I guess, the story. So we are slowly making our way to the lot, and I really hope that we'll make it with no more oopsies and awkward situations. But I'm finally warm. I'm still like internally shivering a little bit. And I got 3 layers on, but it really is cold outside.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Here is a mid-traffic update. I am confidently moving in the left lane. I figured shoulder's bigger here than the right lane, and then there's no exit, so I don't have to block off anyone. But I've had a few dead stops. It still runs. It hasn't died on me, and I've done a few miles on the freeway now. Everything is up to temperature. Pretty comfortable in this thing. It seems like mechanically it runs very well. You know, no hiccups or whatnot. So I'll probably need a new battery for it. Oil change was fresh, and then figure out what the check engine light is for, but something tells me that it's probably low fuel caused, and then probably the header gaskets. And I looked them up right now when it was dead stop, from like O'Reilly's or AutoZone. They're 20 bucks. So I guess we'll see if there's enough room. I could do it because I've done similar work on like 4-cylinder cars, and this is I think a V6, so it shouldn't be technically difficult to do it. But again, we'll see. I feel like I'm mentally so fried. I don't know when other videos will get posted, but I picked up 2 cars, and then right now this is 2 more, and I'm mentally fried. But slowly making it to the lot, and hopefully everything will continue to go well.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Oh guys, I have made it. This was tough-ish trip, but listen, she purrs. So I think I am right on the money about header gaskets. I'm curious what that check engine light is on for. I want to check the back here, see what we have in the trunk. And honestly, I will be wrapping up my day at the lot here very shortly. Just random stuff. Okay, I'll take a look at all of that later. What I want to do is pull the engine code for the Ford, and then measure the battery, and then do the same thing for the Dodge Grand Caravan. Measure the battery, see where it's at. Because from minor research, it was telling me that that check engine light that the van has could be triggered by low battery voltage. And I don't know how long it's been sitting there. Obviously it started, but I've had cars where like battery is rated for 700 cold cranking amps. It measures at 500. It still starts. Obviously it's lower, but if it's too low and it's not getting enough electricity to the PCM, that would trigger the code. So let me go upstairs, grab some stuff, and then we'll do a test. I have decided to start with the Ford. So codes found only 1 and 2 monitors incomplete. So 1 code found is usually a pretty good sign that it won't be something major. Okay, so we'll probably need the second module. Read code, stored code, oxygen sensor signal bias stuck, lean bank, sensor 1, or bank 1, sensor 1. Okay, well it's not what I thought it would be, but obviously it's nothing major, it's just an oxygen sensor. I have cleared the check engine light. We'll see, maybe I'll take this car home and see if it's an old code or something along those lines. But I want to see the restraint control module because we have an airbag light on. Read codes, ignition on, yes. The car can't be running. Okay, so hopefully it'll start without a jump afterwards. But every time I kill it, it has a battery light, so I'm assuming the battery is dead on this one too. Establishing vehicle communication, yes. Okay, so with the restraint module, we have a code for battery voltage too low, occupant classification system status front passenger side, bus fault, battery voltage too low, and that's it. There's actually a few battery voltage too low codes. So I'll take pictures, try to clear them, but I think bad battery is causing a few issues with this one. Well, look at that, the Ford started on its own after that. So next step is actually kill it again, and let's use my wonderful scanner or battery tester to test the battery. And if you guys are doing cars and you don't have one of these, you should probably get one, because I think I paid less than $20 for this one. And super simple to use, so you connect it negative to negative, positive to positive, 12.33, so that's actually a pretty good sign. And we should be at 850 cold cranking amps, regular. And then we move it up. By the way, this is not sponsored, obviously, but it should be. And look at that, it needs a good recharge. So C rated for 850, measured 259, and it's at 12.33 volts. So I actually would say it's not a bad battery, although it's you know, from January of 2019, which is not a good sign, I would say. But let's go see what the Grand Caravan will show us. Okay, I got this hooked up, and that already seems like a bad sign. I'm now no electrician, but 36.45 volts from a battery seems way too high. And this one is measured at 800 cold cranking amps. So let's see what it'll show us. Battery measured, yeah, see, it's a bad battery. Measured at 147, it should be at 800, and the volts are really high. So our engine code very well could be caused by this battery. Let's see what it says. Napa Auto Parts, and it was just purchased May 11th, 2022. 4 months ago? 5 months ago, roughly? I would bet that bad batteries causing the check engine on that one. This one, yeah, I don't know yet with that one.
2,000 years later.
Boy, how quickly does weather change here. I thought we were springtime, man, and yeah, more or less a lot has happened. This video is obviously very delayed, but I am ready to finish it and say goodbye. So the minivan, we ended up replacing the TIPM. It's the main box that holds all the fuses, because when wife was driving it would cut out. Then I had Nick come out, he inspected it, found an issue with that. We sold it to a company that we work with closely, and we actually bought the minivan for them. It happened to them one time where it died again. They didn't go far, so it wasn't, you know, an inconvenience. But we told them, hey, it has this issue. We think we fixed it. But if it happens again, let us know, and then, you know, we'll get the part replaced. So the fix did not work, obviously, and ended up buying a new TIPM for, I think, like $600 with shipping, and it was programmed for the VIN. I drove out to their business, probably, I don't know, 10 miles from here, and I replaced it within 15-20 minutes. It wasn't super long. And they have been driving it for a few weeks daily now with absolutely no issues. So minivan is done, made decent money on that. And the other thing is this Ford. So first of all, the battery is good on the Ford. Since jump starting it the last time and it sat for a week at times, the Ford starts with no issues. The engine noise is the intake manifold gaskets are no good. So I took it to my mechanic. He replaced one side, and he said, look, telling you right now, every single time I've done these, when you try to pull them, the headers off, the bolts get stuck inside the block. So you have to take them out, and then you have to rethread it. He said it's a pain in the rear. So he did one side. And the other side, he goes, look, it sounds a lot better. If you really want me to do it, then I will. But after, you know, 10-15 seconds, it goes away, and the Ford runs perfectly fine, honestly. So that's kind of what I decided to do, is just leave it like that. We have snow, lots of snow, but I will start it for you. Obviously, this will be an extremely cold start, and you guys will see, we're probably on a cold start. So I think this is the side he did. You can't even hear it. It was louder before. What I'm saying is, this is the last snowfall. And whew, it's windy. After this, the weather will get noticeably warmer within the next few weeks. And at that point, summertime, like it honestly, it's not an issue. I hear a little bit right now, it's an exhaust leak. It doesn't cause any check engine lights or anything. But once it runs on a normal day where there isn't snow, about 15 seconds and it goes away and the motor purrs. I've done probably 200-300 miles in this rig myself. It shifts good, it drives really nice. It's an Eddie Bauer, fully loaded, heated seats. I mean, the whole 9 yards. For this year, it's really nice. And look at that. Now, it's perfect. And that took what, 15-20 seconds? So this one is ready to go. I have it photographed, and we are waiting for buyers to sell it. So minivan is gone, minivan is sold, and I still have the Ford. But I will make money on this Ford. I think as it sits, I'm probably like 3.5 in it. Carfax value by VIN, that's accounting its history and whatnot, I think it's like 7,500. So I'm halfway in it what the retail, suggested retail value is. Obviously I'll sell it for a little bit lower than that because of the exhaust leak. It has a little bit of body damage, but mechanically, aside from the exhaust leak, it runs really well. No complaints, no issues. So I'm expecting to make at least 1,500 bucks on this car. That was a journey, especially, you know, finishing the video with snow and super duper cold weather. But I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Someone is trying to get up this hill. Look at that. Semi-truck was trying to get up here like 10 minutes ago and couldn't make it because it's pretty much ice. But thank you for watching. I really appreciate your support. If you are not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. Lots more cars to buy, lots more videos to film, lots of stuff to still show you guys. But I really appreciate the support. See you guys in another video.